A long time ago, in a village far away, there was a huge stone in the middle of the road. This stone was so big that no one could move it. It had been there for as long as anyone could remember, and everyone had simply learned to walk around it. One day, a poor woodcutter was walking home from the market when he accidentally dropped his axe. The axe fell into the road and rolled under the stone. The woodcutter was devastated. He was already poor, and if he couldn't get his axe back, he wouldn't be able to work and earn money to buy food for his family. He looked around and saw some villagers passing by. He called out to them, "Please help me move this stone. My axe is stuck underneath, and I can't get it back." The villagers all shook their heads and kept walking. "Why should we help you?" "You're just a poor woodcutter," one of them said. "Besides, that stone has been there forever, and we don't even bother to move it. Why should we start now?" The woodcutter tried to move the stone himself, but it was no use. He was too weak and the stone was too heavy. So he sat down next to it, defeated, and started to cry. Just then, an old man who was also walking by stopped to see what was happening. After the woodcutter told him his story, the old man said, "I'll help you move the stone, but you must give me half of whatever you find underneath it." The woodcutter, desperate to get his axe back, agreed immediately. The two of them put their shoulders into the stone and managed to move it just a little. But just as they were about to give up, the old man shouted, "I see something shiny underneath. If I can just reach it, I'm sure it's worth a lot of money." The woodcutter could see it too, and thinking of all the gold coins he could buy for his family with it, he started pushing with all his might. Finally, after a few more seconds, the stone lifted up just enough for the old man to crawl underneath it. He grabbed the bag, which turned out to be full of gold coins, and the woodcutter got his axe back. The two of them split the treasure into two piles, and the woodcutter was overjoyed. He had enough money now to not only take care of his family, but to give some to the old man as a reward for helping him. As the old man was leaving, the villagers came back by. They saw the treasure pile and asked the woodcutter what had happened. He told them about how the stone had been moved and how he'd found all that money. "Well, well, well," said one of the villagers, "that's our stone. We all have to work together to move it. You can't just move a stone like that all by yourself." Then they all started to complain, saying that the old man and the woodcutter had stolen from them, and that they should have been the ones to find the treasure. But the woodcutter wasn't listening. He was too busy counting his new treasure. As for the old man, he simply smiled and continued on his way. As the villagers stood there arguing about who would get to move the stone next, he turned back to look at them and shouted, "You fools! That stone had treasure hidden underneath it. But there are plenty more stones in the road, and no one has found any treasure underneath those. You don't have to move the stones to find treasure. Sometimes the treasure is right out in the open, but you just need to know where to look." Then he disappeared around the corner. The villagers looked at each other and realized he was right. They had been so focused on that one stone, they hadn't even noticed all the other possible treasures right in front of them. From that day on, the villagers never complained when they saw something that they thought was impossible. They always remembered the old man's words and kept their eyes open for new possibilities. This story teaches us that what seems like a problem might actually be an opportunity. And sometimes we have to look beyond the obvious to see the possibilities that are right in front of us. And sometimes we have to move the stones in our lives before we can find the treasure underneath.